Films are constructed with a few types of camera shots, each of which has its own purpose and effect on the story. The different shot types can be used in combination to craft the narrative and to shape the experience of the audience. There are many variations of shots, but being familiar with the following will set you up for most shooting situations. Wide shots, also referred to as long shots, have the largest field of view. There are a few uses of wide shots, such as to show a large area, establish a setting, or to capture subjects from a distance. Wide shots of subjects typically frame most or all of their body. Establishing shots, which are typically the first shot of a new scene, show the location and approximate time of the setting. For example, establishing shots may be the outside of a building or the general landscape that's relevant to the scene. The amount of light is a good indicator of time. Establishing shots are typically done with a wide.
Is this why our once great nation is going down the crapper?
Medium shots are tighter and have a narrower field of view than a wide. Mediums are typically used to shoot subjects and frame them from the waist up. This framing is meant to simulate the approximate range of a person's body that's focused on in real-life conversations. Although they show less overall information than wides, mediums show more detail by making things larger in the frame. Mediums are one of the most commonly used types of camera shots.
Oh no.
Close-up shots tightly frame a subject or object. Common close-ups show a subject's face, a detail, or an important prop. The size of the subject in a close-up, which fills most or all of the frame, emphasizes its importance. Close-ups are a go-to for showing emotion because they can clearly capture facial expressions. Point-of-view shots, or POVs, show the view from a subject's perspective. POV shots allow the audience to see through the eyes of a subject, which can create the illusion that they are the subject. With this subjective perspective, the audience can't see anything happening outside of that view. This restriction makes the scene more personal and can also create tension and mystery. POV shots can also show the view of inanimate objects. Both subject and object POVs can make the audience feel a bit powerless and remind them that they are witnesses instead of participants. They can also offer a different angle of the subjects.
That's a very nice rendering, Dave. I think you've improved a great deal.
All right, I'll show you.
Low angles are shots in which the camera is positioned below eye level and angled upwards towards a subject. These shots can make a subject look bigger, which makes them look more powerful. Low angles can be used to make a subject look more heroic or menacing.
I've been separated from my family for so long.
High-angle shots are from above eye level and angled downwards towards a subject. This type of shot can make a subject appear smaller in the frame, which makes them seem less powerful. High angles can be used to make subjects look weak or vulnerable. Low and high-angle shots can also indicate perspective for point-of-view shots.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Similar to a POV, over-the-shoulder shots are used to show what the subject is looking at. Over-the-shoulder shots are positioned slightly above and behind the subject's shoulder, and show part of the shoulder and head in the frame. These shots are commonly used to capture conversation, in which the second subject is typically framed in a medium or a close-up.
And it's either heads or tails. And you have to say, call it.
Shot reverse shots is a shooting technique for conversations that uses separate shots for the subjects. In the first shot, subject A is shown on one side of the frame, facing and speaking toward the opposite side. The second shot shows subject B on the opposite side of the frame as subject A, facing and speaking back toward them. This gives the impression that the subjects are looking at each other, even though they're not actually on screen at the same time.
Well, a boy's best friend is his mother.
An important rule when shooting a scene with more than one subject is a 180-degree rule. The 180-degree rule states that the subject should maintain the same left or right position relationship between shots. This means that one subject needs to be positioned on one side of the frame and the other subject on the opposite. Imagine a line between the subjects, connecting them. Passing the line and shooting from the other side would switch the positions of the subjects and cause confusion, because the subjects would suddenly be on the side of the frame that belongs to the other subject. The passing of this line is called a reverse angle. In most situations, you want to avoid reverse angles to minimize confusion for the audience, but it can be done on purpose to create a subtle disconnect or a jarring effect. Movies or projects that only use a couple types of shots can be less engaging for the audience, so experiment with ways to make it more interesting. Use the various shot types to string together your scenes, and as always, remember to be intentional.